Let's face it, animals have developed some truly awful ways to kill their prey. The truth is, none of the ways on this list are a pleasant way to die. We just did our best to rank them for what we thought would be the worst way to go. Leave a comment down below as to what you think would be the worst one on this list. Or let us know if we've missed one. First up, we have the tapeworm. It's not something we usually think of as being deadly, but this parasite can grow up to almost 40 feet in length. It lives inside the intestines of its victim. Exposures to tapeworms usually come from undercooked meat. However, once ingested, the tapeworm anchors itself in the intestines and it feeds off the host's food. This is one of our more odd ways to go. If the tapeworm gets big enough, you will literally starve to death. No matter how much you eat, a large tapeworm will consume so many nutrients that you will literally be in a caloric deficit and starve to death while eating more than enough food. Oh, yeah, let's not forget that while it's starving you, tapeworm larvae can lodge in your brain and cause seizures. What a fun way to start our list. Next, we have the electric eel. This shocking predator may be our first from South America, but we promise it won't be the last. Here's something we bet you didn't know. Electric eels aren't actually eels. They're a type of knife fish that's more closely related to catfish than eels. This makes a lot of sense when you compare it to something like the whale's catfish. These fish have multiple organs capable of producing electrical current of up to 600 volts. That's enough to stun or even kill adults. While these attacks are rare, usually they're in self-defense. It doesn't take away from their truly awful nature. Here's what's truly shocking. If you don't die from the initial hit, you'll die by drowning, often while awake enough to know what's happening. But you're stunned enough to not be able to escape. While constrictor snakes aren't poisonous, they still kill in truly awful ways. Most of the time, these predators will attack and latch on with their teeth, wrap around you, and constrict you to the point of what used to be believed was death by suffocation. You want to hear something really nightmarish? Sometimes it's thought that they begin to eat their prey when it's just stunned. This means there's a good chance that you're still alive while they begin to eat you. Let's just say they wait until you're dead to eat you. Odds are that you probably died from a heart attack or a stroke because they squeeze so tight that blood doesn't flow. This usually leads to cardiac arrest. It's really saying something when the next entry is coming in so low on our list of awful ways to die from animals. However, here we are. Jaguars are powerful predators, but they don't kill like other cats. Most cats, ranging from the lion all the way down to the common house cat, they kill by attacking the throat of their victim and often crushing it to the point of death by suffocation. But not jaguars. These jokers opt for a far more quick and deadly method to dispatch their prey. They just bite through the skull of their prey. Their exceptionally long fangs puncture the brain, killing the prey almost instantly. What a sight that must be coming toward you in your last moments. Let's see what some insects have in their bag of tricks. The driver ant of Africa may not be as well known as some of the other killers on this list, but their method of killing is just as ruthless. They may not seem scary because they're slow and they're basically blind. However, their attack is truly terrifying. If you're on the ground or you can't get out of their way, they will crawl in any opening. Let that sink in. Any opening. And they will be biting and stinging as they go. People have been found dead with driver ants in their lungs and even in their intestines. The poison from their sting doesn't kill you. Most often, you die from asphyxiation. The sloth bear may not be as well known as its cousins, the grizzly and the polar bear. However, they are truly terrifying killers, kind of surprisingly. The odd part about them showing up on our list is they aren't really meat eaters. They mostly survive on ants and termites. To get to those protein-packed insects, they have long tongues and huge claws. They're usually easygoing, but they're very short-sighted to improve their insect hunts. What that means is that you can stumble upon them easily. And when you do, you usually startle them. Here's the strange part. Instead of running away, they usually attack the face of whatever startled them. That means that of all the people killed by sloth bears, Most die literally by having their face ripped off by those monstrous claws. We just had the driver ant, but let's go even smaller. The candiru is actually a type of tiny catfish native to the Amazon. Usually they swim into the gills of larger fish. They lodge themselves there with the spikes in their fins, and essentially they just act as a parasite. However, that's not what humans have to worry about. These tiny predators will swim up the urethra or anus of humans. While that sounds bad enough, what usually happens next is the thing of nightmares. Do you remember those spikes we talked about? Well, those spikes that usually hold them in the gills of other fish also keep them in the body of their human host. When humans leave the water, what happens to the fish? Well, you guessed it, they die. So, what happens to something dead eventually? Yup, they rot. These just happen to rot in the human, usually causing serious infections that often lead to death by sepsis. However, let's say you find out soon enough that you don't die. Have fun with the delicate operation on your private parts to remove them. We just had the cassowary on our list of most dangerous winged animals. There's a reason it's showing up twice in such recent videos. It can be a beast when provoked. They're normally calm and shy birds, but when they're pushed, they fight back, and it's terrifying. They have feet with huge daggers where their second toe is. They'll use this dagger to slash and even disembowel their enemy. Even if they don't slice you to death, their kicks are strong enough to rupture internal organs. So, you'll have a slow death as you bleed out internally. Have fun with that. Pack animals are in a pack for a reason. Usually there's advantage to strength in numbers. The problem is that those packs work together. Let's look at hyenas and wolves, for example. When these pack predators come at you, you've got little chance to escape because they're big, they're fast, they're powerful, and they're tenacious. Here's the worst part. Once they slow you down, the whole pack joins in, and you die while being attacked from all angles by multiple attackers at once. To us, this is easily at the top of our list of the worst ways to die by animals. What are your thoughts? Is there anything we've missed? Anything that should be moved around? We'll see you next time.